Welcome to Sauce episode 3. Drop in with me. Yo, we got a chance to sit down with the homie Nick, AKA the Midnight Mill, see what he had to say.
I've kind of always sold art, even when I was like early teenager, just kind of like doodling, whatever, trying to fund like skateboarding and how that goes. Like a kid, no one's gonna like give me money to buy a board. I actually used to have an Instagram called Hand-Shaped Skateboards that was like, I would buy these, I wish I had some. I would buy these like square sheets that were like 36 by 15 maybe, and you can cut out your own shape and just do whatever. So I was like doing that for a long time. And then I actually wanted to start an art thing to sell prints. And it was like, remember when you're like a kid and you cut out those linoleum block prints with like the knives? It was like that, and then you put all the ink on. I was just like making prints like that, and then kind of got like too much to handle after a while, and it started just like, I was trying to think of a name to like kind of morph everything together. Nighttime to me is just like cooler, especially being from Florida, because you're like in the city, there's a lot of like lights and you can't really like hang out outside during the day, so it just like kind of attracted me. And my buddy had a company, it was called Central Florida Millwork, and I thought like millwork was like a cool, he was like a contractor, but I just thought it was cool, so like Midnight Mill kind of just like came along. Most of what I do is screen printed. It's hand draw design. It's kind of like a hard process to explain, but you hand draw design into like a sketchbook, scan it into a computer, burn it onto a screen, so then it's kind of like you can just like drag the squeegee over and over and over again. And like the boards and everything are screen printed, which I'm not trying to claim to be like the only dude doing that, but back in the day, that's how like a lot of people have made boards. Now they're mostly just like heat transfer done. There's like a few people doing it, but to me it's just like, I want each skateboard to be like different, prints to be different. I don't want like the same monotonous thing over and over again. The skate scene here is like so welcoming. It's like honestly unreal. When I moved here from Florida, I didn't know like anyone, and a lot of these dudes on the skate shops like really like stuck their necks out for me and like didn't know anything about me and just like agreed to like carry my stuff, really with no pretense of who I was, just like met them and they're like, yeah man, we'll give you a shot. What I was doing was brand new to them, whereas like my old, like all the skate shops and everyone in Florida, it was kind of just like they've been seeing me do it for a while, but that's a really small community where a lot of people are like, oh, like Nick, I see him, I know what he does. Eric at Market, Fuzz at Crisis, Sam at Meta, Sam at 303, like Brendan at Image, all those dudes just took like a chance, and I think that kind of got like the attention of a lot of people that, oh, if a skate shop's willing to take like a chance on like a quality whatever, then so can I, why not? I think it's just like something different. It's not like the same monotonous thing. I'm not like a company that's paying someone to print 500 of my shirts that I'm gonna sell for 25 bucks a piece. It's like each person that has a shirt, even down to like the ink colors and everything, everything's like a little bit different. It's not like the exact same thing. But I used like a few skateboard manufacturers, and they moved factories over to like wherever because they just wanted to mass produce at a cheaper price, and it just like suffered. So I'm gonna give a big shout out to actually Joe at Penswood. Joe at Penswood is the dude that makes like these crazy stained boards. He's like the first dude to like do it, and like he does it very well. He's like the most knowledgeable dude. No one wants to have the exact same thing as the person next to him. Everyone's kind of like, oh, I want like my own, which is like, I don't want to say it's missing in skating because there's thousands and thousands of like skateboard brands, but it's something that like the people that are doing that are the people that are doing it right. Like if you know, like Polar, Magenta, Scumco, like all those guys are like really doing something different and people take notice to that, I think. Everything's always like changing and doing this and that. It kind of like comes with the time of year. I try to do like more like skateboards and art shows during the summer, and then like clothing and prints and those kinds of things in the winter. But as far as the future goes, right now I'm just doing all that vintage stuff. That's been like the jam lately, just because that's what like everyone's psyched on, which rightfully so. Old stuff is made a lot better than like new stuff nowadays. But I don't know, man. Hopefully gonna grow, get an assistant some point here because I'm kind of overwhelmed. I don't think a lot of people realize that it's like just me that are accustomed to like shipping with like Amazon, and they get their thing in like 2 days, and then I got emails like, hey man, I ordered something like 4 hours ago and it's didn't get a shipment confirmation. I'm like, dude, you gotta wait like another 2 weeks. Like I'm so backed up. Like all this stuff is like, someone's gonna see this and be like, that's my shirt. Why don't I have that? I'm like, but that's how it goes, man. Small business. Right on. Dude, to me, it's just like, man, I don't know how to say this without sounding like literally everyone else, but it just like makes you who you are. Like anyone who skates, we have like a, if I would have moved here and not been a skateboarder, I wouldn't have met anyone. And I've seen people that move here, they don't skate, they don't know anyone, and it's like tough for them to like get accustomed. But if you're a skateboarder, you move here, you move anywhere, you automatically know like everyone. You all have a bond, so you automatically just get like assimilated into a scene. And like skateboarders especially have more of a artist mindset, so like that, when you get into the group of skateboarding, you get to like branch out, and there's all these like other like artists that you meet, and it's just like, I don't know, we were just talking, like Denver's small when you like really get into it. That's it, dude. Big thank you to everyone in the Colorado skateboarding scene, especially all the dudes that own the shops. Y'all are seriously the best. Best people I've ever met. Some of the best people reside in Colorado. I truly think that. It's like Midnight Mill. If you like Google it, Instagram, like just Midnight Mill. It's yeah, don't expect your order to ship for 2 weeks. That's about as far as that's gonna go.
Enjoy this new episode of Quick Trick Tips with Crib.
What's up, my dudes? Welcome back to another episode of Quick Trick Tips with Crib. Today we're going to be learning about the manual. It's one of the most common skateboarding tricks. You can interlay it with multiple other tricks. It actually came about, it was back in middle school, about like 82, 83, skating around with my friend Jake Dolezal after school, and we used to get picked on a lot, and this gang of dudes came up and they actually they jumped us. They ended up running off with my front trucks. So I was like, man, how am I going to get home? So kind of made do with what I had. I leaned back on my back trucks, and I got my homie Jake to just give me a little nudge, and I rode it out all the way home, 2 miles. Yeah, so actually I came up with the name manual for the trick because it's kind of hard to talk about, but the leader of the boy gang who jumped us, his name was Manuel Martinez, and it's hard to talk about, but you know, without him, the trick would have never came to be. All right, so first part of the manual is you're going to want to be standing on your board. You want to have it pretty solid. You can do it either nose, which is with the front, or you can do regular style manual, which is with your back foot. So you got your front foot on the trucks, your back foot slightly less than shoulder width. Normally I actually ride a little closer, but for manual you put on the back, pop it up, and you ride it out. You pop it up, and you ride it out. So yeah, then once you get pretty good at just balancing there, you can get a little speed going and just pop it up, ride it out.
Yo, our good friend Ted Heron had a part that came out last year in a video called A Skater's Dozen by the 98% crew. So roll that clip. Also, enjoy the interview we did with him.
My name's Ted Heron. I am a program director for Square State Skate and local skater in the Denver metro area. Learned how to ride a skateboard when I was about 7 years old, and a good friend of my mom's, her son would babysit me when I was a kid, and yeah, he'd help me with my homework, and then I'd watch him skateboard, and I just had to learn how to do it, and he taught me a lot of the fundamentals and learning how to roll around, and just picked it up from there. 98% is a lot of things, and originally I was about 17 when I first met Scott Pullen, and I met him through my good friend Dan Leonard, and started skating with all of those guys, and yeah, Scott always has a camera, he's always filming something, working on different things, but it was always about just having fun skating together, you know, and going for it sometimes, but really just having fun with a good group of guys. Square State Skate does skateboarding camps, lessons, after-school programs, in-school programs, anything about teaching skateboarding, we're always doing that. Yeah, it's been great to be part of such an awesome program and providing really cool things and opportunities for the next generation of skateboarders. I wish that someone was around like what I'm doing when I was these kids' age to teach me how to skateboard in that way too. It would be rad to have something like that. So, skateboarding for me is, it's an outlet for sure, and I think that in my adolescence is when I really was getting into it, and it was something that it was the best outlet for me in so many different ways, and on top of being a great outlet, something to do, and something that and there's so many things that come out of skating, but also the community. I feel like I really built a family, and the network of skateboarders in Colorado is amazing.
Check out this video our friend Kylie put together of the Rosy Bowl.
My name is Shannon Cumberland, and I own Rosy Rings, and we're a home fragrance brand. So I started out making candles in my basement and in my kitchen, and I did little local craft fairs, I guess, the People's Fair and other local things. I did pretty well at my first shows, and the business just kind of grew from there. Now we're in this beautiful 30,000 square foot facility. Making candles is actually, it's harder than people think. It's actually, well, it's easier and it's harder. It's way harder to make 1,000 candles in a factory. The temperature outside, the temperature inside. If you're pouring into a vessel, what's the temperature of the vessel, the percentage of fragrance, you need a certain kind of wick. My husband John and I met in the way everybody meets now, but we met online, but we were pioneers.
I'm trying to think, where do you begin? I mean, someone you've been married to for 12 years almost.
Yeah, he's smart and funny and creative, so we're a good pair, I think.
She's super inventive with her work. She really knows how to, design a product.
He lived in Colorado Springs, I lived in Denver, and he was a writer at the time, and quickly he moved up here to be with me, and it's been great.
The first ramp, it was a half pipe, was in the old building in this warehouse, this kind of storage space, and I begged and pleaded for that.
John was just like, hey, you have a building, and wouldn't it be cool if we could put something for me to skate in here?
For a while, I was looking for my own space that I was gonna either rent or buy, and then Shannon found this space and realized that this whole space, not our friends over there weren't there yet, this whole space was for rent, so we just decided to do this part. You come, you sign a waiver, you kick in $5. Some people buy keys, which gives them 24/7 access, and that costs a little bit more to help defray the cost because I pay the rent on it. But that's really it. We're not going to add on an extension. There's no room to grow. We don't have any more space. It's fun to be in a place where there's no scooter kids. If you want to have a beer, you can. And you know, it's just skating. It's, you know, it's what it's all about, I think.
Check out this episode we did with Park and Pie.
Now we just want to make sure to keep it going strong and just having people rep it that like it, because Trevor and I are just coming up with whatever graphics we think are funny and what we like to see when we were kids. Just funny shit. And kind of make it back into the old skating when it was just loner, stoner shit, not how it is all mainstream skaters that are just doing no complies and fake flips. Whatever though, everyone likes their own skating, so that's what's cool about that. But yeah, it's fun. Street trash is pretty rad. We have a small little team going. Buddy Mikey Lentz, little Louie. We got Corey from Kansas. We got just little Cheeto. Nobody's really ever heard of him, but kid's really sick. I like the way he skates. then yeah, just looking into the future for skating. It's fun to be able to do what you want to do and not have to get anyone telling you shit that it sucks. That's one of the main reasons that I was so hyped that Sammy Boy hooked it up and asked Trevor and I to do this.
Yo, thanks so much for all the love and support, for watching episode 3. Make sure to stay tuned. Episode 4 is on the way. Peace. Hey, what's up? Our homie Ted Heron. What was I gonna say, dude? These people were looking at me and it got weird. We sat down with the homie Ted Heron, who has a damn it. Can't do this, dude. Yo, our good homie Ted Heron had this airplane, dude. Are you stressing right now? No, I'm stressing. Also, we interviewed him just to get a feel for his, what am I trying to say, dude? What do I gotta ruin it every time? Oh, sketch, dude. What's up? We got another quick trick tips with Crib.
Check out this footage from the Rosy Bowl. Our friend Kylie did this package. What?